And I call the member for Callide.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And I had been giving a bit of a history lesson for those opposite because it's clear that quite a lot of them need it. And something else that come to mind is another botch up from those opposite came through the Link Energy debacle near Chinchilla, Mr Deputy Speaker. And that was another matter in regards to the resource sector that those opposite were steamrolling communities in, and it took an LNP government to fix. And there is a very long list of issues in rural and regional Queensland that those opposite made a mess of, and it took an LNP government to fix. And here we are again, fixing another Labor mess, Mr Deputy Speaker. Now, I do support the gas sector, and I proudly support the gas sector. It provides an important contribution to this state and this nation, and I think it's in the realms of 60,000 jobs contributed to the Queensland economy thanks to the gas sector in this state. But some don't support the gas industry, and some of them want to lock the gate. And what I do say is respect for landholders goes a long way, and we've got to get that balance right. And when it comes to this sort of legislation, we will always have those who oppose everything we do if it isn't going so far as to shut the whole industry down. What we did see in some of the rallies and protests that those opposite have been referencing is farmers putting machinery to spell no gas. And I do table that photo for parliamentary record, Mr Deputy Speaker, as to what some people in that community were talking about. And as the member for Condominium very well articulated, that horse
Sorry, member, just for a moment. There's way too much chatter. If we could just break it down a bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. As the member for Condominium very well articulated, that horse is long bolted. So if you've got to lock the gate approach, well, I'm sorry, we cannot deliver on that, and we won't, because we do also need to ensure we continue developing the economy. But
member for Cooper, that wasn't an invitation for you just to keep on chattering. I did ask for some silence, please. Member, you've got the call.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Now, fixing this at the end of the day was always going to make it harder for the gas industry. And those in conversations in the gas industry as part of this process knew that and recognised that, and they realised they had to come on the journey. And that shows you how seriously we do take these issues and the issues of property rights and the issues of protecting prime agricultural land across rural and regional Queensland. Now, subsidence is, at surface level, pretty straightforward. But as I was saying before, the matters that we're dealing with are highly technical, both from a scientific level but also from a legal one in regards to the levels of frameworks and overlapping legislation. You've got various different aspects of ledge, and I'm going to run out of time before I can even go into them. But I do want to thank Oggia for their work. We have some of the best hydrogeologists in the world sitting here in Queensland that have been part of this overall process and doing a lot of great work to ensure that the Condominium alluvium is protected for future generations. When it comes to subsidence, you've got not only the issue of subsidence, but in amongst that, you've got the noise that comes through black soil, swelling clays, seasonal variation, everything like that, that is part and parcel of that. And that's why we need to draw back to science and data when making these decisions as well, Mr Deputy Speaker, and lean into the technical expertise that we have in Queensland. But I do want to thank all those who gave their time to the committee process and gave the time to the process led by the planning team, the resource team, and historically the lot of time that was frankly wasted trying to participate in the process from those opposite when it came to the subsidence legislation we saw in this parliament in the previous term. Because a lot of the time given is voluntary time, and the people who give it, from whether they're the representatives from Property Rights Australia, from the Central Downs irrigators, from some of the other ag bodies. Yes, some of the ag bodies have paid representatives, but some of them are volunteers as well. Of course, the resource sector as well. There's a lot of people who have dedicated a lot of time to get to where we are today. And this is another step in the journey of genuine coexistence and protecting property rights while also enabling an industry to succeed in this state. And I know that there will be more legislation to come into the future dealing with either issues in this part of the world or across the state when it comes to the competing rights from the property rights of private landholders and the resource rights that's owned by Queenslanders at large, which was a decision that was made over 100 years ago. And unfortunately, that's one that will likely stay. But this is good legislation and protects property rights.
Thank you, Member.